What's going on, guys? Make sure I got that right. What's up? Welcome to the live stream. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. I appreciate all of you guys on here. How are you guys doing today? Bitcoin at 110. New all-time highs, guys. We hit new all-time highs today. Congrats to everyone who bought the dip for Bitcoin. Welcome to the live stream. Feels great to live stream on a new all-time high day. That's for sure. We're live everywhere. We're live on YouTube as well as on Instagram too. It's pretty cool. So, welcome. We'll be taking a look at the markets, see what Bitcoin's up to. Let me see where based on my indicator here, 128k, right? So around here could be a heavy resistance target for Bitcoin. The new all-time high, guys. Congrats. New all-time high for Bitcoin. I'm pretty sure Bitcoin dominance is way up today. What's up, Frank? How you been, bro? You're always my first one to my live stream. And I appreciate that, Frank. That means a lot. Shout out to Frank on YouTube. He's always the first one. And shout out to you guys on Instagram as well. Even though I get like a couple people on Instagram, I still just do it just, you know, just cuz. But thank you guys for the likes. If you guys like crypto, definitely a like. Let me see. Hopefully this stream doesn't lag on TikTok. Cuz I'm using like the best video quality, so it might lag a little bit, but hopefully not. I'm just like testing out. But how are you guys doing today? 120 is the next stop. Yeah, based on my, I mean, yeah, 128, 120 could be. So, I just want to know where the bears are at, right? Where the bears are at that we're calling for Bitcoin to go into the 60s, 50s, and we were down here. Like they disappeared out of nowhere or something. But let me see here. This is on the weekly. Yeah, monthly is the same thing. Yeah, this doesn't change based on anything. So if it's the top green tunnel, it'll come back down. No, if it hits the top, it doesn't mean it'll come back down. It just means that it's a resistance point. So it doesn't mean that it's the top. But yeah, it means that it can come back down slightly, right? Like for example, here we hit it. We came back down 30%, and then we found bottom here. And here in the past bull markets, you can see how we held support here. So, you know, this is my own private indicator I created. I sell all my indicators if you guys are interested on my WAP. But I do believe that we'll top out somewhere here in the green band. This is why I've been so calm on each one of these dips here, because I just know we're gonna top out somewhere up here, just like we did the last bull markets. As you can see. So I definitely bought the dip, and congrats to everyone who bought the dip for Bitcoin. Big Vic, what's up, bro? You think Bitcoin going to 120k? Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't know how long it will take Bitcoin to go there, but I do believe that we have everything to go up there. Yeah, probably Dogecoin will come down as well. But how much is Dogecoin at the moment? 24 cents. Okay. I want to say XRP is struggling. I mean, look, I'm gonna tell you why XRP is not struggling. First of all altcoins we're not moving crazy because it's Bitcoin dominance, right? Bitcoin has always done this each bull market, and XRP is not struggling. It's literally building support and strength on its previous all-time high. You know what I'm saying? That there's plenty of altcoins that came down here and are still kind of all the way down here near their bear market levels. Meanwhile, XRP is building support here at its previous all-time high. So I wouldn't say it's struggling. It's just been flat, which is normal because, like I said all the time, Bitcoin dominance is always going to go up before altcoins really start to take off. So Simone says cookies went up 40% today. Wow, that's a lot. I was just looking at cookies yesterday. I was about to long it too, so that's awesome. If you guys are just joining, don't forget to like. If you're over on YouTube, each like helps. On TikTok as well. You guys been killing it with the likes. But this is actually my 5th day in a row streaming. I wasn't even gonna stream today, but since we broke all-time highs today, I was like, you know what? I gotta stream on a day Bitcoin breaks to new levels. And we finally hit 110. We already got some people on X saying that this is the top. But I mean, we're looking pretty strong here. I wouldn't say that this is the top. Look at Toshi. Probably not. I don't know. I don't think it'll hit 114 today. Yeah, I don't think we're near the top either. I agree with Charlie. Like I said, this is why I've been so calm on each correction, which each correction has been like 30%, right? This one to 49K was like 33, and this one to like 72K was like 33 as well. And each one we bounced so far. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even say, I don't know. It depends. It depends. I wouldn't even say 135K. It depends on our price action when we're around 135, 130, 120. We gotta see what happens, but I think the top is gonna be way up here, right into the 170s, maybe even 200. So depends on the timing. But I definitely do think there's a possibility on the bullish scenario that Bitcoin does go above 200K this bull market. I don't think it's out of the plans here for Bitcoin. And here we see the Gaussian channel, right? Each dip here, we had the Gaussian channel act as major support. This is a free indicator, by the way, called the Gaussian channel, but I'm here on the weekly. Hi, what's up, Summer? Jose says, when does Bitcoin dominance drop? We'll take a look at Bitcoin dominance right now, and I'll take a look at Caspa. I got you. Caspa is one of my favorite coins, so I'll definitely take a look at it. But yeah, let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance, because not much people will show you guys Bitcoin dominance, but I always show you guys here in the stream, because we know it's very important. And again, right, we fooled a lot of people this month again. Just like December, we had a lot of people calling for altcoin season because Bitcoin dominance was looking like it was topping out, and they were wrong. And I was telling you guys, don't fall for it. And then again, we actually had people saying altcoin season, Bitcoin dominance topped out, and you can see how we're still red, but we're way back up here. We still got 9 days left on this month. We can definitely turn green. But we're still on this mega uptrend here since the bear market. So I don't believe Bitcoin dominance is anywhere done. Right? Maybe Bitcoin dominance tops out when Bitcoin's at 120, 130K, 150K. Maybe that's when it tops out. But you know, the top here in 2021, Bitcoin dominance topped out here around 70%. 72%. I'm not saying we're gonna go up that high again. We can, but that's just a big point right there. If we see Bitcoin dominance around these levels here from 2021, that could possibly be the top. Or we can top out maybe somewhere around 65, 66, 68, around here. A tad bit lower, you see what I'm saying? So, but I do believe once we get at least two red candles on the monthly here for Bitcoin dominance, I think that's a clear confirmation that it has topped out. Okay, that's a pretty good confirmation in my opinion. So thank you guys over on YouTube. Don't forget to like, guys, on YouTube. Martin says, do you do bonk today, brother? I got you. I got bonk. Polka Dot. I maxed my credit card out of 103k Bitcoin running 25k Bitcoin 20x Lou Whites. That's insane. So Justin just maxed out his credit card, went all in on this Bitcoin trade. 20x leverage. That's not financial advice, of course, guys. Don't do that. But you know, that's insane. Good luck with that. But I mean, you're probably up a ton. So if I were you, I'd definitely take some profits. yeah, 200k. That's definitely a possibility. But yeah, I'm gonna look at Bonk, also Polka Dot. You guys, we have multiple people asking for Polka Dot, so I'll do Polka Dot first. I got you a Bonk, don't worry. Polka Dot's always an easy one to do. I know I like to hate on Polka Dot a lot, but it's still bearish, right? We got to see a lot here for Polka Dot to flip bullish. It is doing well this month, I would say that, but I mean, main target here we got to break is this, and then this level, obviously the biggest one. So you know, once Polka Dot breaks above $6, starts closing above that, then starts making $10 support, that's the key thing right there, then it'll flip bullish. Okay, until then, right, it's bearish. But once we boom, right, we start putting in a higher low right there, making that support, and then boom, something like that, then Polka Dot is back to life. But until then, it's just kind of hanging here in bear market levels. So let's take a look at Bonk. Bonk is kind of similar to Pepe. It really has a similar chart to Pepe, which is great. And they're two of the top meme coins. So I do like Pepe and Bonk. You know, Bonk right now is hitting a big resistance point, but I don't think I don't think we're coming back all the way down here, right, to this past level here. I think that's the bottom there for sure for Bonk. I think we can have a small dip and then break that resistance, right? But I think this is a very bullish chart. The amazing thing is here is that on this dip of Bitcoin coming down, Bonk held this level. That's very important, because if it didn't, it would have basically jumped off a cliff here back to, you know, all this gap. Now I do believe next bear market Bonk will come back down here, but the good thing is that it didn't come down here on this dip. So that shows you that this coin is well alive and gonna give you some X's this bull market. So I'm bullish on Bonk. It was just that it might take 1 or 2 months before it breaks through this resistance and starts to really run up. So, you know, a lot of these charts are aligning with altcoin season for them to really run up in altcoin season. And it's, you know, everything is looking like it's going to happen very soon. It'll be a couple months from now. Or in the fall. You think most coins? I don't. It depends what you mean by most coins, right? I think not all the coins are gonna hit their all-time highs, but the survivors will. I think there'll be a good amount of coins. Like Cardano, I think will. User Big Boy says 120k by tomorrow night. You think so? That would be one of the biggest. I mean, Going from 110 to 120. I mean, that's 10K in a day. I'm pretty sure Bitcoin did that before, but that'd be insane. Polka Dot. Let's take a look up. Not Polka Dot. Cardano. Cardano looks like it wants to really explode right at some point here. I definitely think the bottom is in here at the 618. Every time a coin comes back down and bounces off the 618, it's just super bullish. It's a bullish sign. I say that all the time. And we can see we're starting to, right? And like you can use these strategies that I have here in my course to trade, to leverage trade, scalp trade. But if you would have put in a leverage trade right there, right, you would have been up a ton already, bouncing off that 618. But I'm bullish here. Cardano has a great chart. I mean, it's just gonna keep doing something like that, right? Eventually, it's gonna take off. What I think about Suie, bro? I think Suie's probably the most bullish new layer 1 on the scene for this bull market. I like Suie and Caspa as like the new layer 1s this bull market, but I think Suie's probably gonna do better just because it's more VC based, right? It's on more exchanges. It's gonna be accessible by more people. But here we can see Suie's chart, very bullish chart ever since it was launched. This is a very bullish structure here based on the chart. You can see how we're in this beautiful uptrend where we can easily take off here. I think Suie's gonna go into like the 20s somewhere in the 20s, but definitely double digits, right? Cardano Fibs, I got you. Need to know says, are you gonna sell your bag of Bitcoin whenever it hits the top? What do you suggest? Great question. And I want to answer that question before we do a Fibs here on Cardano, because I think that's really important, because I do have a small bag of Bitcoin that I'm waiting to convert to altcoins. So my strategy, and of course this is not financial advice, is when Bitcoin makes a explosive move, which you'll know when it'll do that. Like if it were to just go to 130K in just a couple of days or a week or something, I'm probably, once it does that explosive move, that's where I'm gonna sell my Bitcoin, and I'm gonna start converting that to altcoins that I have a high conviction on. Could be Cardano, could be Solana, Chainlink, right? And then once those coins break all-time highs and go to my Fibonacci targets, then I'm gonna sell those coins. So that's my strategy, and a lot of people have done that in the past bull markets, basically every time. And that's how you know when altcoin season will be, when Bitcoin makes this explosive move, comes down a little bit, and then you see altcoins just 10xing, 20xing like crazy. That's when Bitcoin dominance is gonna start coming down. But it doesn't mean Bitcoin is gonna start coming down and that's the top for Bitcoin. Bitcoin can keep going up even when Bitcoin dominance is coming down. It just means that altcoins are outperforming it, even though Bitcoin is going up slowly. You see what I'm saying? So that's my strategy. But my goal, guys, and I think everyone should have this in their as one of their goals, even though it's not financial advice, but you should look to at least own one Bitcoin. You should at least have a goal to own at least one Bitcoin. There's some people that say 0.21 if you can't own one. Maybe 0.21. But try at least, like, what you gotta do is you gotta use your altcoin profits to later buy a Bitcoin in the next coming bear market. I think that's a great strategy. Okay, that's what many people do each cycles. That's what people did back in last cycle when Bitcoin went to 15K. So I know there's Bitcoin maxis out there, and there's all these people out there, but they don't. You see, all these people that are Bitcoin maxis or closed-minded or just invest in a couple coins, they don't understand like how traders think, right? I got into Bitcoin so early, I'm thinking about I'm gonna take my profits and leave my initial and add and bear. Yeah, That could be a good strategy. That's a great strategy too. Bitcoin is up and dominance is down. It's starting to come true. I wouldn't say that. I think Bitcoin dominance it's up much higher than it was before. So in the beginning of the month, Bitcoin dominance was down here. You see? But it came back up, and we have 9 days left. So Bitcoin dominance on the month can easily turn green. So I wouldn't say we topped out yet. Yeah, I like a lot of coins. In fact, even before Suie started taking off and these meme coins on Suie started taking off, I've always said here in the live stream, if you're bullish on Suie, look at the Suie meme coins on its ecosystem, or the dexes. You know, the coins are on Suie's ecosystem. Because if Suie takes off, well, the coins on its ecosystem are going to outperform it. Shout out to you guys on YouTube. Don't forget to like, guys. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to like. We got over 30 people. Just a couple of likes. Yeah. Wait, let's take a look at Cardano. Someone asked for Cardano Fibonacci. Great idea, yeah. Let me change the song real quick. So Cardano, some of the targets here for Cardano, $8 to $6, right? $8 to $6, and then the 618 brings it to like what is it, like 16? I think these are pretty realistic targets, but definitely $6 to $8 is a good price point to take profits, right there, for Cardano specifically. Okay. And this is the way I play, right? I got my Fibonacci targets. I got my 8 signals, which if you guys want to, you know, I created 8 signals in my course. If you guys want to check out my course, just check out the link in my bio. But, you know, Fibonacci is part of my 8 signals. And, you know, when Cardano is up here, you really, it's not just, okay, I'm just going to sell on Cardano's up here. No, you got to really evaluate where we are in the bull market, where Bitcoin is, where the total market cap is, and then you can make a decision, right? Maybe you could just take out 80% and leave 20% in case it goes higher. But I mean, if all my 8 signals are flashing red and we're up here, then yeah, I'm taking 100%. I'm getting 100% out of Cardano. You see what I'm saying? So it's, you know, you have to be adaptive as a trader, and adaptive to all situations. Yeah. Thank you, Autumn. Thanks for coming to the live stream. And thank you all of you guys. We're almost at 10,000 likes, so don't forget to like, guys. Higher highs and higher lows, good sign. Yeah, I mean, that's ultimately what an uptrend is. And when they're making lower highs and lower lows, that's a bad sign. Eve, please. What's up, Gene? How you been, Gene? I bought more SHIB as well, but I must say SHIB is testing my patience. I think SHIB is at a great deal. I think, is it a good price point right now? Let's take a look at Ethereum right here. Ethereum looking great on the month. The only thing I would say is short term, right? We might have a pullback for Ethereum because this is a big point of control. This is where our support was, and now we're testing it as resistance. So we might pull back, but I do believe very soon we'll break through this. Okay, I believe we can very well break through this and make that a support again. Just well, look, when we do break through it, we're gonna come back down and retest that. So that'll be a great trade setup. But I do like Ethereum a lot. On the monthly, we're all the way down here at oversold. And honestly, look, on the monthly, we're very oversold here on stochastic. Next time we're overbought, that could be the top of the market for Ethereum, or the market in general. right? But once we slowly come back up here to overbought, that could be the top of the market. Not as soon as it gets up there, right? Because usually when we get up there, we still run up maybe for a month or two. But I mean, just like right here, right? We were overbought, we came back down, and then we came up here, and then we came back down and put in a new low, so which was bearish divergence right there on the monthly. But I'm very bullish on Ethereum, and one of the great chart here you got to keep in your watch list is the ETH BTC chart. We see we're pulling back, but we're finally green here on ETH BTC, and most likely this is the bottom right here for ETH BTC. So this is a good sign, not just for Ethereum, but for all coins in general. We're very oversold. We basically touched here 2019 levels for I mean, just think about that. 2019 levels here for ETH BTC. Can you look at Vchain? Yeah, ENA is okay. I'll check out both. Take a look at Vchain first. Take a look at Vet. So Vchain is it's slightly recovering, right? I like the fact that it didn't lose this level here on this drop. Again, not the most bullish chart, but it still has a big chance that it will start to recover, which I believe it will. And you know, that 618 is heavy resist. So you know, once we break that 618 and we start making it support, that's really when Vet is really going to start to gain momentum and come to these levels like 8 cents, 10 cents. But until then, we need to break that 618 and build strength up there to make it support, which is around 4 cents. So if you believe Vet could do that, I mean, that's a 2x, around a 2x from where right now. So under that 618 is a good deal here for Vchain. Right, but this is not a bearish chart. If it was a bearish chart on this drop, Vchain would have lost this higher low right here, you see, and it would have came down here and kind of been struggling, doing something like that. But at least it held it, and we're still technically on this uptrend. So yeah, we managed to reset that stochastic on the monthly, which is good here for Vchain, going down to oversold levels. Check out the next coin, ENA. Thank you for the follows, guys. Bitcoin new all-time high. Congrats to everyone who bought the dip for Bitcoin. Oh, yeah, ETH BTC. Oh, what does ETH BTC mean? So look, the ETH BTC chart. So this is ETH/BTC. All it means is Ethereum versus Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin is outperforming Ethereum, so it's, since you see how it's Ethereum first, so it's ETH first / Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin is doing better than Ethereum, this chart is dumping. You see how it's been dumping here for the past, since 2022. This chart, it goes down. But once Ethereum starts outperforming Bitcoin, meaning it's going higher in the percentage level, right? It's going higher in percentage. This chart starts to go up. You see what I'm saying? So just like right here, when we had altcoin season right here, right? This was altcoin season, and then we topped out right here, December 2021. That was the top. It came down, came back up, and then we came crashing down. So that's basically what it means. But it's important. It's very important to analyze the market. You know, looking at ETH BTC, XRP BTC, right? I mean, you can see right here, XRP BTC had this huge pump here because XRP went from like $1 to like $3. So it was outperforming Bitcoin. So And I show this all in my course. If you guys are interested in my course, it came out 4 days ago. You can check it out on my wap.com. But let's check out ENA here for Sammy. ENA, let's see here. Let's see if I can find a fuller chart on Gate.io possibly. Yeah, right here. All right, so it's about the same chart. So yeah, so my thoughts on ENA is this like a new coin in 2024? I'm guessing it came out in 2024, so there's not a lot of data here unless it migrated or something. But Athena, the good thing that I like here is that on this drop he didn't break the low, this past low, so that's good. It's just that, you know, the 618 is acting as a resistance again, just like right here. Right, so technically right now it's kind of neutral. It's bullish because we possibly put in a higher low, but if we get heavy rejected here, we can put in a lower low eventually, unless we break this and we close above it. So if we can close above it this month, next month we're gonna probably shoot up. If not, most likely next month we'll break it and close above it. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, it's just testing that 618, but I do believe I'll eventually break that, especially since we put in a higher low right here from the past low. So Nova says, hey bro, what stocks do you think I should invest in? Probably like mining stocks, like Bitcoin mining stocks. I think Mara, Riot, I think there's some of them. Coinbase. Oh yeah, Coinbase is finally in the S&P 500. That's a pretty big deal. Did stocks crash today? Sean says, did you buy stocks today after a crash? What do you think will happen tomorrow? Do you think it will keep falling or recover? I don't know. Well, I don't usually look at the S&P 500, but we'll take a look at the S&P 500 real quick here. I remember when I was into stocks, I was doing like a lot of options trading. I think if crypto didn't exist, I'd probably be like all into like options trading, which is like the degenerate side of stocks. That and like penny stocks. But yeah, I think we'll probably fall lower here to this support level. All right, because you can see right here, you see this huge gap. So we have this huge gap to fill in, so we can definitely drop lower for sure. I mean, looking at the S&P 500, fill in that gap, possibly bounce right there, and then continue up. So yeah, we'll probably have some more downside here based on just looking at the S&P 500. So what's the best way to set up a day trading account? So the one that I'm using right now, which I use to scalp trade crypto, is BTCC. And if you guys use my link, you'll get like a big bonus, 10% off. I mean, 10% deposit bonus on 500 bucks. So, and I have it right here. So I might do a live trade here in the video here. If you guys want me to do a live trade, I'll do like some degen high leverage trade here on some coin. Because I do like to trade live here, do scalp trading. So, but yeah, check it out, BTCC. It's in the pin. It's in my link in the bio. If you use that link, you get like a deposit bonus of 10%. And the cool thing about BTCC is that it's KYC free. So you don't need to KYC. You don't need to VPN. It's like the cool coin of this cycle. It's really good. Yeah, Mara Riot, pretty good. Crypto Owl, how you been, man? Thanks for coming to the live stream. Futures close next Friday, y'all. Expect the dip. Long Doge. Can you look at Nvidia? Nvidia, sure. I don't think I've ever looked at Nvidia in my live stream, but I got you guys. Don't worry. I think it's this one, right? Well, by the way, Bitcoin surpassing Amazon. Bitcoin surpassing Amazon, guy. That's huge. I do believe, though, I do think that this bull market, Bitcoin will surpass Apple and Nvidia. Definitely not gold this decade, but definitely next decade, Bitcoin will definitely surpass gold and become the #1 asset in the world. And you know what makes me so bullish, guys, about the crypto market right now is the fact that Bitcoin is at new all-time highs, surpassing Amazon, the biggest e-commerce in the world, already surpassed Google, breaking all these records basically. And in retail, right, dumb retail is still has like no idea basically, and the media is not pushing it. So you can see that's super bullish, because that just tells me everything. That tells me that Bitcoin needs to go much higher. Well, it will go much higher for the media to push it, and dumb retail to come in and become exit liquidity. So I think that's a clear sign that Bitcoin is definitely going to go much higher. Setting up account with your link. Thank you, Oscar. Appreciate it. And yeah, I'll probably do a live trade here. I'll do like a how-to here on how to use this BTCC, but it's pretty easy. You just got what I actually like about BTCC is that they have a copy trading section, so you can actually copy trade, which is basically you're trading futures, or you're trading but using fake money. So before you using actual money, you can kind of learn how to use the platform with the real market data. So I think that's really cool. But yeah, so Nvidia, let's take a look at Nvidia. It did have a really bullish month here, as you can see right here for Nvidia. On the day, we probably dumped on the day a little bit. No, slightly, right? Yeah, man, I think if the S&P dumps, Nvidia has everything to dump back here. There's a lot of gaps here. As you can see, there's a lot of gaps here for Nvidia to fill here if it has this big dump. So we can definitely come back down here if the stock market starts to crash, possibly coming out to 123 or something. $120K income, y'all. Crypto Owl said we usually see up to 8 weeks of an uptrend. And check out how many weeks we've been in the uptrend. Yeah, how many weeks have we been in the uptrend here for Bitcoin? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks. Is this 7 weeks? Yeah. What's the record for weeks that we've been in an uptrend? That we've been green. I wanna see here. I think right here maybe, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this was 8 weeks. It wasn't as explosive, obviously, but this was like 8 weeks. Right, 6, 7, 8. So that was 8 weeks right there. So man, like if we have here 6, 7, and then June is 8. July we break the record for most green candles here on the weekly. But I want to look. We probably had longer weeks here in the past. I just probably like right here. No, not even. Yeah, last bull market we didn't even have like more than 7 weeks, I believe. 6, 7. We had 7 right there, but wow. So look at that. We're getting more consistency than last bull market. And if we can close green on July, we'll basically break the record here in a week straight being green. What's up, Justin? Appreciate you coming to my YouTube. Arweave. Yeah, I got you. Take a look at Arweave. AR. Right here on crypto. Haven't looked at Arweave in a while, so take a look at it. Up to 8. Scott says Nvidia down to 110. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Nvidia, like, my first target was 123, but if we break that 123, we can definitely come down to 110. That's what I'm curious. I'm curious if, you know, if the stock market starts to come down, crashing in the summer, I just want to know how it will affect the crypto market and Bitcoin. Because everything is setting up for us to have a bullish summer, which we haven't had in a while for crypto. So we'll see how that goes. All right, so Arweave is looking pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. And I definitely would prefer Arweave over Filecoin, even though Filecoin is more higher market cap. I just think Filecoin is way too inflationary. But at least on this drop, even though it was a big drop here for Arweave, it didn't break its low here from 2023. Right? So that's the good thing here for Arweave. It's just that 0.78. We broke that and we're having resistance right there. But I mean, not a bad deal here. I mean, if Arweave can recover, it's $49 here back in May last year. $49. And has everything to recover, right? We can slowly, I mean, all it takes, crypto moves fast. So all it takes is one huge green candle reversal, basically the opposite of this candle over here, and it's back in the game, right? So yeah, Arweave might be looking like a great buy here in terms of a coin that is it a good deal here based on Bitcoin recovering. The Dark Files, how you been, man? Great to see you on here. How you been? Jarvis, what's up, bro? What I see for Pepe long term? I think Pepe is gonna do some X's, continue to do some X's. This bull market's looking great. It's definitely one of the best looking meme coins here based on the charts, along with Dogecoin. It looks even better than Shiba, and it's lower capped than Shiba. So I'm very bullish on Pepe. I mean, even if we get the measured move here a little bit, you can kind of put this here and, you know, see some crazy price points here where Pepe can possibly go up here to 83. So I don't think Pepe's done yet. I think it's gonna be its first bull market. So I definitely think it's gonna do some X's. I'll definitely choose the H bar. Anytime, Justin. What's my opinion on Solana? I mean, Solana is it's a great coin. There was a lot of overreaction with Solana dumping down here, but you can see Solana is a very strong coin because the chart tells you right there. Right, my Fibonacci level is at 0.23. Look, we break that 0.23, we wick there, but like I tell you all the time, the closing is everything. So if you can close, you can win. And we can see we come back up, we close above it. We haven't basically closed under this since back here in actually back here in January 2024. So Solana's very strong. It's just building support here before it really breaks its all-time highs and goes up here to the next level during the explosive part of the bull market, which will probably be during altcoin season, around 660 to 1,000. Right, so you should be taking some profits here, anywhere here. And until then, if you guys are holding Solana, stake. Don't forget to stake, guys. I know you guys forget to do that. But stake Solana, stake Cardano, and stake Ethereum. Do I think Doge? Yeah, I do think Dogecoin will do a 2025 all-time high. I would be surprised if it doesn't. I'd be surprised if Doge doesn't break all-time highs this year. But I do think it will. Anytime, Jarvis. Appreciate it. If you guys are new to me, by the way, I have a course called the 8 Signals to Sell the Top. It's not just a regular crypto course. It's focused on taking profits and exit strategy. Because the number one thing that matters, guys, is taking profits during this bull market. And that's why I wanted to create a course to, you know, get people focused on that. And also for beginners that don't understand how crypto works. A lot of beginners come into the crypto space thinking it's like stocks and you just buy and hold. And it kind of clears your mind to understand that taking profits is important. Henry says, XRP is lagging. Bitcoin pumping like a champion. XRP isn't even moving. Yeah, I mean, not just for XRP, for a lot of altcoins. There's a lot of altcoins that aren't moving that much. But the great thing about XRP is that even though it's not moving, it's still holding its previous all-time high here, right? So it's still building strength and support up here above its all-time high, while a lot of altcoins on Bitcoin coming down to like the 70s basically did something like this and are kind of starting to build up. You see, so I'll say XRP has been doing pretty well, right? It didn't have a massive drop like most altcoins. It's just been super flat. It's just been consolidating here above its all-time highs. Solana won't go above 400. Why not? I think Solana is going to go way past 400. Yeah, XRP is definitely a champion. Market going up, but do you tomorrow will be dump? You think tomorrow the market's dumping? Possibly if we have another dump in the stock market, right? Crypto says Bitcoin new range 106, 110. Dark Files, I think the bull market's been here since 2023. Yeah. Posh says it hit all-time high, then died off with slowly building momentum. Yeah. And of course, there's always people on X saying, "Oh, this is the top." And I feel like a lot of people do that just to, just in case they're right. They can have like, "Oh, look, I called the top," and then when they're wrong, they delete their tweets. What I think about Say, by the way. Take a look at Say. We'll see how it's reacting to the market. Yeah, it's been a great bull. I mean, a lot of people have been hating this bull run because they clearly don't understand Bitcoin dominance. But in my opinion, it's been a great bull run. All job data is coming out tomorrow. Yeah, this is Say. So Say, it did have a big drop. It lost its previous support here, which is acting as resistance right now. So I would say this is bearish until it can break through this and flip that as support. And what I mean by that is until it can, do something like that, break it, come back, retest it, flip it as support, and kind of continue in the uptrend here, right? So until it does that, which we don't know if it will. I mean, I believe it will because I think it has everything to. Then it will flip bullish, right? But I mean, this was a pretty big drop. How this was basically like well, from 2024, 81% drop. It's from its all-time high here in March of 2024, 88%. So, and what you gotta watch out to here for say is, if it is bearish, putting in a new lower high here, right? Which you can kind of course, is not perfect, but you know, if we do have a bounce here and we do something like that, and then boom, we break this, very bearish, right? You gotta watch out for something like that too. And that price will probably be like around, I don't know, it depends, like in the 40s somewhere. So yeah, I'm him says, I prefer a slow bull run. I think, yeah, me too. I've been loving this bull run, and the main reason why is because it gives you time to accumulate altcoins that you're bullish on, right? And it also gives you time to kind of research which altcoins are going to really make it and which ones are not. So a lot of people have been hating this bull run, and they kind of ruin it too. I mean, every time we start pumping, they're always calling altcoin seasons here, just jinxing the market. But yeah, I think this has been a great bull run. The only thing is, even though this is a longer bull run, it might not be as explosive as, you know, last one. And we might see like narratives top out at different times, right? It might not be a bull run where all coins top out in the same month or something. Thank you, Summer, appreciate it. That looks like an inverted head and shoulders per se. Yeah, I kind of seen that too. Yeah, that's a great point right there. Shout out to Henry, right? For say to really flip bullish here, we might have an inverted head and shoulders scenario, right? Which is a bullish, usually a bullish pattern. We have the shoulder right there, the head, and then if we come down here, we put in the second shoulder, which is basically just a higher high, the second shoulder, and then we break it, right? So that would be a bullish formation right there for say. I prefer a all-time high breaking bull run, but nope, this ain't it. Yeah, I mean, this bull run is not, you know, it's not like 2017 where it's up only. And I know a lot of people prefer that, but you know, I'm pretty sure a lot of people, including me, have been loving this time accumulating a lot of altcoins. We're taking a look at Bitcoin. Crypto says typically at least 6 weeks, except for the chosen ones.
New subscriber.
And Crypto says altcoin season will be here when they cut rates. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. You know, because look, last altcoin season, we basically out of altcoin season because of quantitative easing, right? When they started cutting rates, not just cutting rates, but giving out stimulus checks, that definitely, in my opinion, was the main reason for altcoin season to be explosive. Because you guys got to understand, you know, from a broader view, when they cut rates like that, on top of giving stimulus checks, I mean, that just gives people more money to put into the market, or also to borrow and then put in the market, right? And that's the number one thing, guys. Print, you know, they're always gonna be printing money, and there's really no way out of it. I don't think there's a solution. I mean, the solution, they probably know there's no solution. The solution is the reset, right? A complete reset to a new system. When do you think they'll cut rates? Well, they did promise. Well, I don't know if they promised, but they wanted to cut rates at least 2 times this year, which honestly I think might change to 1 depending on the situation. But you know, Trump's been pushing Powell. I mean, Trump is eager to cut rates. He really wants to cut rates. It really depends on the Federal Reserve and Powell. But one thing that I liked that was super bullish that Trump said was that, you know, even though they're not cutting rates, he's gonna find ways to basically add more money, right? Without them cutting rates. So does XRP see 480 before Bitcoin gets? Yeah, I do think for sure. I mean, I think if XRP does become successful, it definitely will go past 480 before Bitcoin 220. Boogeyman says, Stemmies is how I had the down payment to buy my house. Wow. Crypto says, except for every 30 years, pause without growth for 10 years. Yeah, that's true. I've seen that. I see someone explain that before. So, Boogeyman said, solution is 5 AK Doge checks. LOL. Which is very well possible. I think I heard something about like the Doge checks being coming in 2026 or something. I don't know, but that would definitely explode the market. So let's hope they can do something like that. What do I think about FET? I think FET's a great coin based on the chart. It's one of the leaders in AI. It's a big, massive point of control right here, basically where it's all-time high, right? So it's kind of ranging. It came back down, but it's basically around the same price level that I was back in the peak of 2021. So, you know, back here was a lot of euphoria. We topped out, and now we're building strength and support around this level to put in a higher low here and continue this uptrend. But I think this coin will definitely explode once AI explodes in the crypto space. So price prediction on FET? I don't know. I think $20 is not a, you know, pretty realistic price point here. $20, 4 to 7 could be some good profit taking. So I mean, yeah, I mean the top could be around $7 to $8, but if we have a more bullish scenario for AI, it can definitely come up here to the 618 or $20. So yeah, either this year or early 2026. Hey Zo, how you been, bro? Long time. Appreciate you coming on here, bro. XCN, think it will pop again? I mean, it's been holding up pretty well, XCN, right? We'll take a look here on Gate. I do hold this coin. Yeah, XCN has everything to pop again. I think it's kind of just like in the beginning stages of like a asymmetrical pendant. Or a flag, whatever you want to call it, right? So I think it's just going to be kind of like ping-ponging here before it really makes a move to the upside. So just be patient with it. you know, after we have such an explosion here, we usually have like boring period before we have another explosion. So no, I haven't done render yet. I'll do algo, but let's do render here. I haven't done it yet. So render's chart used to be longer, but ever since they migrated, it just cut off the rest of the chart, so it kind of sucks. Because I wish I had the rest of the chart here for render, but let me see if I can actually find it. Bitstamp, no. RNDR. No, not even this one. Okay, we'll just use what we have. Because the rest of the chart was like longer, but ever since they migrated to like Solana, I really can't do a fib here without the rest of the chart. Because I know their all-time high in 2021 was higher than this. So yeah, I gotta try to find that chart, the rest of the chart here for render, because I know 2021, it's only up here to 2022. 2021 render was a little bit higher, I think. And then if I need that price point so I can do the fib right to see some price targets for render. But I'm very bullish on render. I think render has a great chart, because I know their all-time high was possibly somewhere around here somewhere. Yeah, we'll do algo price prediction. Algorand. So Algorand price prediction might surprise a lot of people. But 725 to 10, 711. 711 right there. Could be 8, could be 9. Anywhere in this range could be the top. Previous top was like what, 260. So of course that's if render actually survives, right? Recovers, which has been looking pretty nice so far, pretty promising. Solana aims to become decentralized Nasdaq. Is that because it's gonna have like stock tokens on it or something? Quarter 3 or quarter 4? I think quarter 4. And if not, probably like in early 2026. Right? If we continue this slower bull market. I bought FET at 185. I'm so worried. You think more than 5 for sure? Yeah, I mean, I would say, you know, once render is above here, I would start taking profit. I mean, no, FET. Once it's above here, I would definitely start taking profits above 450. Now, let's say it's up here, and the market is still like. Is still going up, right? Maybe Bitcoin is still like a 130, or it's at 150, or you know, a lot of altcoins are still down. Then it has a chance to go higher. Like I said, even to 20, depending on where the AI space is. So it's situational, but I definitely think at least 450 it'll hit. But Bitcoin back to 110, guys. Look at that. Bitcoin, let's take a look here on the daily, see how Bitcoin's been looking on the daily, because Bitcoin had the biggest daily close. It had the biggest daily close right here. And then tomorrow, or today, 111, let's go. 111, guys, let's go. New all-time high. 111, first time Bitcoin hits 111. And it's kind of just glitching on there right there. It'll be awesome to see 112. Because 112 was my birthday, so seeing Bitcoin on 112 would be awesome if we can get it in the stream. Thanks for reading the comments anytime. This is why I love to stream. I get to interact with you guys. Look at the charts. This whole time I've been forgetting about scalp trading here. Here on BTCC. I wanted to put in the scalp trade, but we'll look at that later. But on the daily, so yeah, this is on the daily. We had the best daily here for Bitcoin, and if we can close above that, we'll have an even bigger daily in 21 hours. KuCoin had the old, oh yeah, KuCoin did, right? Yeah, they just took it down. But let me know, what was the all-time high for render in 2021? If you could find the all-time high, then I think I'll be able to put some Fibonacci levels. So just let me know the price for the all-time high for render in 2021. It's just annoying that, you know, when some coins migrate, it basically erases the past history, which is annoying. Hey, what's up, Jay? How you been, bro? You know what I love? You know what? I'm so bullish right now because Bitcoin is basically at crazy, you know, breaking records. And retail is still kind of, you know, it's still super low. It's still super down. It's not. Obviously, you know, the media controls retail a lot. So a big part of that is that, you know, the media hasn't been pushing Bitcoin in the crypto market. So that's a good thing. Vchain thoughts. We already looked at Vchain, but just looking at it here again. I mean, this was a really good inverted head and shoulders right here. Clear inverted head and shoulders, which is bullish. So yeah, Vchain it's bullish, but we still got to see a lot here for Vchain. We got to see it flip the 618 as a support, which is a lot of resistance right now, right? So it needs to hold 4 cents as support for it to continue this nice uptrend. But it is bullish. I do like Vchain. I don't think it's, if it was bearish, we would have broken this past support and come back down here in bear market levels. So it's just a slow mover, right? It's a slow altcoin. Riley says Bitcoin all-time high is so pretty. Yeah, man, it's like, it's a special feeling. It's a different feeling seeing Bitcoin hit prices that have never hit before. It really, it's pretty awesome. I kind of want to go here on the hourly for Bitcoin. Let's see how it's doing here on the hourly. We've been in this really beautiful uptrend here on the hourly. Yo, what's up, Diamond? What do you recommend if sell altcoins now and buy it later if lower, or we can't see those prices? What do you mean recommend if sell altcoins now? I think it's a great time to buy altcoins, not financial advice. What coin I believe will mostly explode? Probably like some lower cap coin. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to find a good coin that's not super low cap that I believe will explode. But I mean, I'm pretty sure it'll be like some meme coin. I think Turbo and Brett will definitely explode. All right, Floki too. As far as some of the utility coins, I like Caspa, Suie, we know, has been exploding. you seen Mudang exploding too? And I like LCX too. Things are going to skyrocket stocks because Trump made $1 trillion deal in Saudi. What was the deal about? This is really nice uptrend here. To get a free plane. Is it good to follow liquidity heat maps for trades? See, the thing about the heat maps is the fact that even though they show you data like where there's a lot of support, right, a lot of orders and stuff, it doesn't mean that it'll stay like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because a price can go up and then those trades could be taken out. Basically, like they can cancel those trades or something. So it's not something that's concrete and like it'll stay the same, basically is what I mean. But yeah, it can be helpful. I think it's more for like scalp trading. You definitely don't want to use it for like swing trading, because like I said, those trades could be taken out, or you know what I mean? Because they do manipulate a lot of that. I'm him says liquidity heat maps are best used as confluence, another as targets. In this position right now, we're not taking any trades. I haven't been looking at the trades yet. I'm gonna look right now. I'm bullish on Solana. I think Solana can go to 1,000. Flu says, what do you think about this? In 2027, when Solana hits 20-50 bucks to invest in all and wait for 2029? That's a great question. That's a great question right there, because as you guys know, I created a course called the 8 Signals to Sell the Top. If you're interested, check it out. And it's focused on selling the top. Now, I'm going to create a course for the bear market called the 8 Signals to Buy the Bottom. And ultimately, you know, the reason why it has connection with my course is because during that time, right, during that bear market, when maybe Solana's at 20-50 bucks, a big part of that, which I'm going to talk about in my course, is researching the coin, looking at the chart, which is a big deal, and seeing the situation during that time, right? Because maybe Solana's dead during that time. Maybe it doesn't have any true utility, partnerships, any function. Maybe there are other layer ones that took over Solana and is more ahead. Maybe Cardano, Ethereum is more ahead, you know, in terms of the real world utility. So it's, like I said, it's very situational. And a big part of my course is going to be looking at that, looking at those fundamentals, and also looking at the chart. So it will depend. If Solana is still one of the most used, right? Like I said, a big part of looking at the charts is not just the Solana chart. It's what's going inside, what's happening inside the Solana ecosystem with TVL, total value locked, what's happening, you know, with whatever it's going on with the blockchain. And if we see a huge dump in terms of that, then it might not be a good time. It might not be good to buy, because Solana might, like, so a lot of these coins might survive this bull market, but in the next bull market, or, you know, years to come, might not be alive again. So there's a big chance Solana might not be alive or be a survivor, you know, into the way into the future. And that's why you never want to treat crypto like stocks. You never want to just buy and hold like the S&P 500. You definitely want to be an active trader in terms of, like, not day trading, but looking at the bull market cycles and taking profits. The only exception to that is probably Bitcoin, right? Blue says, I tried it with Terra Luna and it failed. Terra Luna is a great example of that. As at one point, Terra Luna was the second biggest DeFi coin, I think, in terms of TVL behind Ethereum or something like that. I think it even surpassed Ethereum in some stat, I forget, but Terra Luna was like huge. And then we saw what happened. So something similar can happen with Solana. You gotta be open-minded towards that. So yeah, it's very situational. Henry says Solana is the meme chain. D Mike says, Lewis, I closed my Solana in profits. Now I wait for a better entry price. Do I need to wait until it hits? What, for Solana? Are you scalping Solana? Yeah, Bitcoin is definitely the most safe. Obviously, you're not going to get the most gains with Bitcoin, but it's definitely the most safe. You know, and in a way, it's not even like a, you know, a crypto in a way, while all the other ones are not as decentralized as Bitcoin, right? And, you know, Bitcoin having an ETF and being a fair launch and all these things, right? So, but I definitely I would make it a goal to have at least one Bitcoin, or if you can't have one, 0.21 Bitcoin. So no, I don't think it sums up a Solana's market cap, because Solana's market cap is what's invested in Solana. Riley says, bro, I'm super bullish on KTA. I think that could be the layer 1 runner this cycle. KTA? I didn't know it was a layer 1. I definitely got to look into it. But I want to see a trade here. Let's see a coin that's kind of volatile right now. Let's see what we can put in the trade. BSV has been up 6%. There hasn't been a lot of, let's see all. So this coin's up 8%. And he says Cardano is so much more advanced on every level than ETH or Solana. Yeah, I think, like, you know, like I said, we might have a scenario where Cardano wins the race and really takes over the two, or maybe there's two that survives, right? But my gut feeling is that out of the three, I think there'll be at least one that probably dies off or something. I don't see both Solana, Cardano, and Ethereum both being successful in a way long term. But yeah, Cardano's pretty good. I do like Cardano. I'm taking a looking at this coin. Maybe this might be a good long. What was my fib on Solana? Yeah, let me show it again. So these are just some of the targets here for Solana, from like 680 all the way to like 1030. All right, so But man, at the 1,000 Solana would be insane. And again, like, it might not hit that. It might top out here around 700, maybe 800, somewhere in that range. But I definitely think Solana can come to these targets here. Some people are calling 400, but we'll see. I'm actually trading meme coins, but right now with all-time high, I trade downside and I change everything. I really want to see Bitcoin dominance fall. Yeah, 680 is the conservative price here for Solana, so yeah, Bitcoin dominance will eventually fall. It's just that it's still in this massive uptrend, so I would just say on the monthly, if we can get 2 months here where we have 2 red candles, right, consecutively, then I think that most likely will be the top. Thank you, Henry. Appreciate it. TDS, what's up? You guys been killing this live stream, almost at 10,000 likes. Thank you guys. That's one thing too, guys. Well, you know, the stream is also going to be a signal at the top, right? It's also going to be an indicator at the top. You know, when we got like a bunch of retail here in the live stream, that's going to be a big signal at the top. Riley says they launched their token before mainnet on base, but will be layer 1 when they launch. Oh, okay. All right, I'm pretty bullish on base, so I definitely gotta take a look at that. No, I haven't done Dogecoin yet. And he says, can Bitcoin go up while dominance dumps? Yeah, there's multiple scenarios where Bitcoin kept going up while Bitcoin dumps, while Bitcoin dominance dumps, right? I'm pretty sure I could find some scenarios here in the past. But it ultimately just means, you know, altcoins are outperforming Bitcoin. So let's say we go to like 120K Bitcoin. And then that's when
subscriber.
So let's say we go to 120K Bitcoin and then we go back down to 115K. But when we go to 115, all coins are like going up big, right? 2x, 3x, 5x. While Bitcoin is just coming down 5K. Obviously, Bitcoin dominance is going to come down. But then while Bitcoin dominance is coming down, Bitcoin goes to like 130K. But all coins are still going like 10x, outperforming Bitcoin basically. That's a scenario right there of Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance coming down while Bitcoin is still going up, putting in new all-time highs, right? And that's that's basically what happened last bull market and the bull market after that. So no, I didn't say I was just giving a scenario. It doesn't mean all coins, you know, won't rise until it's 130. Brett's. We'll take a look at Brett. As you guys know, Brett and Turbo are 2 of the meme coins here that I'm really bullish on. And even though we had a hard dump here, I did buy some here on the lows. And it has recovered pretty well. I mean, this is a good sign here for Brett. It hasn't fully recovered, obviously, but this is a really bullish bounce here. It's slowing down here because obviously this was once support. So we're going to have to pull back possibly a little bit more for us to break this. We already had a pullback here, but you know, once we do break that, then Brett can really come back up and fully recover and put in some new all-time highs. But I'm super bullish on Brett and base chain in general. So I think a good strategy would be looking at coins that are on base and also on Suie. All right. Glamour says, can you explain that again? Explain what the Bitcoin dominance? Yeah, it's basically a relationship between altcoins pumping and Bitcoin. Yeah. So I kind of want to find here a scenario here where Bitcoin dominance is coming down and Bitcoin is going up. I'm pretty sure this right here. Yeah, I think this might be a good scenario. So this was March. I mean, this was like April. No, this right here. This is a good scenario right here. Yeah. So you see Bitcoin dominance right here. This was basically November. Well, this one right here. January 2021, February, March 2021, right? So Bitcoin dominance is red. It's going down. Now let's go here to January 2021 till March 2021 for Bitcoin. Let's see how it was doing here. Yeah, so look at that. So January 2021, is Bitcoin going down? It's going up. February 2021, it's going up, right? March 2021, and then April is where it peaks out. Right there, the first peak. Now let's go back here to Bitcoin dominance, where Bitcoin peaks out here in April. On Bitcoin dominance, April 2021 was right here. This was the first peak for Bitcoin. But you see how we had this huge drop here on Bitcoin dominance? Bitcoin was still breaking all-time highs. I mean, it was still exploding throughout this time. It's just that altcoins were outperforming Bitcoin, so this is why we came down. So I believe we'll have a similar scenario right here in the future, where we might rise a little bit higher here for Bitcoin dominance, right? But when we have this huge drop, just like right here, and Bitcoin is exploding, and altcoins are exploding, we might top out in a similar situation. You see? And I teach this all in my course. If you guys are interested in my course, the 8 signals to sell the top, it'll be in my link in the bio. Or you can just message me and I'll send you it. But this is why this chart is very important. And analyzing here where we can have altcoin season and the Bitcoin top and everything. Yeah, the cool thing about Brett is that this is going to be its first bull market. Base chain is going to be its first bull market. So we don't know how high it's going to go. Anytime Glamorous. You guys been killing it. We got 10,000 likes. And Bitcoin's at 110. So it's been a great stream so far. Shout out to you guys on YouTube. Already got 1,000 views on YouTube, man. You guys have been killing it the last days. And I still don't think retail's here yet. Retail is definitely not here yet. But let's see if we could put in a live trade here on BTCC. If you guys want to trade with me, check out the link in my bio. BTCC. I like trading a lot of volatile coins, so see some coins that are moving big here. SPX is moving pretty big. So maybe we'll be able to put a scalp trade here. I like doing scalp trading live streams The only thing is though, when I do these live streams, I'm more quiet because I'm trying to focus. And hopefully next live stream we'll have a better setup here, because the website is like, I wish I could make this bigger, but it's like tiny. It looks big on your screen, but on my computer it's kind of like small because I can't make the chart bigger on the website. But they do have an app, which is pretty cool. And that's what I mean, like since it's tiny, I can't even put like any indicators here, or you know, because I want to make sure you guys see it. I can make it bigger, but it's not gonna look right. Sometimes I'll look at volume. But yeah, SPX has been pretty nice here. I'm up on this trade here from yesterday's stream. Moodang. This is a Moodang short 8x. I don't know if you can see it right there. Actually, yeah, here you can see it. And that's the thing too, guys. If you're just beginning to trade, your first trades don't have to be like a crazy amount of money, right? It could be small amounts. You definitely want to make sure you get consistent before you start adding more. Man, let's see. Maybe this might be a good short here if we can lose support. I did again flip from $20 and $300 in 1 week. Wow. $20 and $300. That's pretty good. I'm pretty sure you leverage traded, right? So I learned by myself over the years, you know, just looking at the charts and stuff. I think the best way is to just go on TradingView, right? Start with like a naked chart and just try to make sense of things. Learn candles first, because what a lot of people do is they'll buy like a training course with like a bunch of strategy, or like a specific strategy, or they'll watch a video of like a specific strategy with like, you know, indicators and stuff, and then, you know, it'll be kind of confusing at first. But I think the best is just try to make things sense. Try to make sense of what you see on the charts, like while we're going down. And then you can add, you know, moving averages like this, and you can see, okay, we find support here on the weekly here for Bitcoin. You know, we bounce off here in the 50 moving average right there. No memes, not even one. X also only taking some percentage. This would have been a great short here that I missed. Let's see here. So I might do a scalp trade here. Let's see. Should we do like 15x maybe? But it doesn't look like it wants to break support. In the meantime, we'll check out some of your coins. I think someone asked for INIT. Hey, what's up, Solomon? No, I haven't done TIA yet. So let's take a look here, INIT. Is this like a new coin? Ada, bro. Yeah, so I'm guessing this is like a new coin, I guess. Doesn't look bad here since it launched. You know, we had some big pullbacks, but we held this level right here, which was the launch's, you know, resistance. So looks pretty bullish. I mean, we've basically flipped the resistance as support. So as long as we can continue this uptrend. Yeah, Frank, I agree. What's the best way, in your opinion, Frank, how to stay pay attention to the bond market? Where do you like to usually look at it? Like, how do you pay it? Where do you usually go? Thank you for the flowers, Coach. Appreciate it. You trade? Yeah, I'm trading futures right now, actually. That's why I've been kind of quiet. I've just been looking at the charts here. One of the charts. But of course, guys, you want to be careful when you're leverage trading or trading futures. If you do trade, always have like a small percentage of your portfolio into like a trading portfolio. You always want to separate it. Because there's people out there that just have like one big portfolio and they're just like trading their like long-term holds, you know what I mean? TLT is the ticker. Oh, okay. Oh, let me actually check it out right here. Let me know if this is the right one. Oh, okay, I see it. Okay. Yeah, I definitely gotta make a watch list for this. I gotta make a bond watch list here. Maybe I can make one. Forgot to make one on TradingView. I'll definitely do it later. Okay. Thank you, Cash. Shout out to Cash. Appreciate the support. Where can you spot a check spot buy for ETH? Yeah. yeah, ETH is showing great signs here that it has put in a higher low and bottomed here. This is looking like a bottoming tail here. It's just that short term we might pull back, right? I mean, ETH is coming back up here to where it was once support. And usually when we do that on the first time, we get a resistance like it has been right here. So don't be surprised if ETH pulls back, but I don't expect it to pull back all the way back here to like under 2,000. I mean, like, we might not go under 2,000 until next bear market, depending on how much we pull back, right? But I'm super bullish on ETH. I think even to when you look here, so this is ETH, right? But you also want to look at ETH BTC. So ETH BTC, what do you see here? For ETH BTC, you see ETH BTC hitting the same levels that it did back here in 2019 when it bottomed. You see that? So this is why I bought ETH here. I didn't buy the exact bottom, but I saw this chart. I'm like, okay, this is a good opportunity to buy Ethereum under 2,000. ETH BTC basically at this level right here. And you know, we're most likely gonna have altcoin season once this starts to recover and basically do the same thing that it did right here, right? So I think ETH is I think it's a good buy, but we might pull back a little bit. So if you buy right now, you know, you don't want to panic sell if it goes back to 2,300 or something. Yeah, 2,300 could be a big target here. I mean, if it's a big pullback, even 2,000, right? Even this level right here. Right, even this level right here could be where we pull back to if we have a really big pullback here, putting in a higher low. Yeah, 2,356. I mean, it can definitely go lower than that. I mean, like I said, even like 2,160, 2,160, 2,150 could be a target right there if we have a big pullback, right? Doge, bro. Doge at 23 cents. I think we hit 24 cents today. But Doge is looking good on the monthly. I mean, this is a great monthly candle right here so far for Doge. If we close here, we'll definitely continue our uptrend. So everything's looking bullish here for this summer, going into the summer for a lot of coins. I'll be careful taking a long on ETH right now. Yeah. So Doge is looking great. I mean, it's basically doing what it did last bull market. Is just much more mature this time, and just like the rest of the bull market, taking longer, right? But I'm very bullish on Dogecoin. CeeLo, haven't done CeeLo in a while, so Let's see how it's been. Hasn't been too good, to be honest. I mean, just keeping it real, it's below 2023, 2022 levels. And we put in a new low this year. So CELO's kind of looking uglier. Maybe there's something. I mean, there might be something wrong with their tokenomics. Maybe we're inflationary, right? But definitely not a bullish chart. Definitely want to be careful with this coin. I mean, we put in a lower high and then we put in a lower low, and we're basically under our bear market support here. So very, very bearish. You choose Solana or XRP or ETH or Suie. I'd probably choose XRP. But in terms of, like, you know, in terms of the rest, Suie could probably give some really good X's, being a layer 1 and experiencing its first bull market. So I don't know. I think either in between XRP and Suie. And yeah, I get it. Like, XRP is expensive now. But I'm pretty sure if XRP was like 90 cents or like still at 40, 50 cents, you know, people wouldn't even be bullish on it. So the fact that it did this major move up is a really bullish sign that it will continue to go to possibly $5 or even higher. Casper, I'm pretty sure looks awful too. COQ, Enu, I got you, bro. CSPR. Yeah, I mean, had a big drop here 2024. It's just still under 2023, 2022 levels, right? It doesn't show the rest here. I don't know if this coin migrated or something. Here, this chart, yeah, this chart's better. So yeah, I mean, Casper is you can see how there's so much resistance here, and it's bear market support. That's insane. So I really don't like this chart at all. Hold up. Because I mean, look at this. 4 times we wick all the way back up here and we get a heavy rejection. So you want to be careful with coins like this. I think maybe you have a little bit in case it does recover, but this is not a good sign. It's definitely not a good sign here. What kind of rug pull coin is that? Oh yeah, COQ Inu, right? COQ Inu. We were gonna check that one out. This is like a meme coin on AVAX. The COQ. I think this is the best chart here. Yeah, I do have a little bit of COQ, but you gotta be careful with this coin because AVAX is more stricter on meme coins. Like, it's not it's not the best layer 1 to have meme coins, but if it does take off, I mean, COQ is obviously going to be the #1 meme coin on AVAX if it's not already. But on the chart, I mean, it did have a big drop here. I don't know when it came out. I don't know if this is when it came out, but it's down pretty big here. The only good thing is that this month has been pretty green, so we're probably going to come up a little bit higher and get some rejection right there, which we already started to. And the only way this can flip bullish if we get a little pullback and then break that and flip it as support. So if we do something like this, price action, then COQ is back. But until then, we got to break this eventually. That target. So, anytime, Richard. And of course, if you guys want to get my course, it's called the 8 Signals to Sell the Top. Focus on profit taking this bull market and helping you guys create an exit strategy. It's on my WAP in my links. You guys can check it out. And I'll definitely be on this week, guys. So don't worry. But I love you guys. We got 11,000 likes, and Bitcoin went to 111. We hit 111 today, so we got it on the stream. So appreciate all of you guys. I'll be back live again tomorrow. Follow if you guys are new. Love you guys, and yeah, see you guys soon. Peace.